Hey everyone, welcome back to The Highest Vibe. I'm Jess, and today we're going to take a look at Child's Pose, or Balasana. So this pose is one of my favorites, and it's super comforting, super cozy. In order to modify this pose, you may need a block and a blanket for this tutorial. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. So when you're ready, just take a seat on your mat. So as I mentioned, this pose is very comforting and it's meant to be a resting pose. But for a lot of people, they can't really relax in this pose because of certain limitations within their body. So I'm going to show you ways that you can modify this pose in order to make it more comfortable. So first I'll start just by showing you without any props. So the traditional version of Balasana, or Child's Pose, you have your big toes together and your knees are slightly apart. And then you're just going to relax your chest and your belly down. And for this version, the arms come by the side, resting your forehead to the mat. So the goal here is to allow your hips to be heavy and let them rest on your heels, or at least close to your heels. So relaxing your neck, no tension in your shoulders. So the other version of this pose is an extended version. So the legs are virtually in the same position. All you're doing is extending your arms straight out in front of you. So again, the forehead relaxes down. So you can either keep the shoulders relaxed here and keep the elbows down. If you want to find some activation, just press into the hands and lift your elbows off the mat. So this is if you're looking to stretch through the chest and the shoulders. And from here, I'm just going to show you a few different ways that you can modify this pose in order to have it feel more comfortable. So the first thing is, if you find that when you come down, your hips are way up here and they can't relax down, you can place a blanket just behind your knees, and then that's going to create more comfort, and that's going to allow the hips to relax a little bit more. And then the second option, or the second modification, is if you have a hard time reaching your forehead down to the mat, you can use a block and just bring the floor a little bit closer to you by placing the block directly underneath your forehead. So this is going to allow you to relax into this pose, and you won't have to strain your neck to keep your head up. Good. So as I mentioned, this is a resting pose. So you want to make sure that you feel comfortable in this posture. This is a pose that you see often, whether it be in a more intense class. You'll often find this pose in between harder postures in order to give yourself a chance to rest. You'll also see this a lot of the time in restorative classes, sometimes using props in order to help you relax even further. So I hope this helped you. I hope that you got some ideas and some ways to modify this pose, and just gave you a better understanding of how the body should feel rather than how the body should look. So the most important thing in yoga is to make the poses work for you, and that's why we have these props here in order to help us. So if you liked this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel by pressing the red subscribe button down below so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Namaste.